Greetings and God bless you. This is Sam Smith coming at you with this week's Real with God episode. And I have a little bit of a cold or something. I'm a little bit congested, so if I start having a coughing fit, I'm sorry. It won't last long. And I might talk a little bit fast, but I'll do my best. Uh, it's great to see you guys. And I just got back from a fellowship in Dayton, Ohio from Rick Roll's fellowship. Joel Day and I taught together, and it was a blast and it was a blessing. It's so great when you're invited to a place that has people who have ears to hear. Because a lot of times you go to a place and they don't really want to hear what you have to say, regardless if it's the word or not. And so to go to a place, to be invited to a place where they want to hear you talk about the word is a real blessing. So I thank them for that if any of them are watching. It is Wednesday, the 15th of July, and the fellow laborers have roughly 2.5 weeks left in the program. And after the family reunion is over, we'll be going back home. I'll be going back down to Florida, so I'll be able to see my Florida homies back down there. That'll be awesome. And this next upcoming Wednesday, RLC Lucky and I are starting our Skype fellowship. We're calling it the Fellow Labor Online Fellowship. In case you don't know what fellow labor is, it's in the word. It's kind of everyone, kind of all the saints deal. And it'll be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So that for Central, that's 6 p.m. For Pacific, that's 4 p.m. It'll be on Skype, of course. It won't be at a particular place. And we'll be having a little small meeting for that on Sunday at 2 p.m. to kind of do a mock run through. So my Skype username is the_Ungoa. I'll put it on the screen. In case you don't know it and you want to attend, I'd be really blessed to anyone who wants to come to that. And today I want to talk about judgments, kind of. I think I talked about, either John or I talked about it earlier in a series. I can't really remember, but I came across this section in Romans 2. Let me read it to you. Romans 2, verse 1. Therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest, for wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself. For thou that judgest doest the same things. But we are sure that the judgment of God is according to truth against them which commit such things. And thinkest thou this, O man, that judgest them which do such things, and doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of God? Or despisest thou the riches of his goodness and forbearance and longsuffering, not knowing that the goodness of God leadeth thee to repentance? But after thy hardness and impenitent heart treasurest up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath, and revelation of the righteous judgment of God, who will render to every man according to his deeds. So that's pretty interesting. Kind of it's saying, when you're making judgments, if you're seeing things pointed out, maybe you're doing the same thing. And God knows what people are doing. He's not missing a beat. So he knows what's going on, but he's a long-suffering God. He's a patient God. He extends much grace. And so sometimes we think that he isn't paying attention, but he's paying perfect attention. And he's just saying, it's cool, man. And, we have to know about staying in our lane. Let the word reprove people. Let God reprove people. You don't always have to be there to tell people that they're making mistakes, because God will be there to tell them if they want to hear about it. And a lot of times we kind of get stuck in a trap where we want to give people advice when they don't want advice. We have to know when to just keep our mouths shut and kind of let people do what they're going to do, because, it said God will give them what is due according to their deeds. We're saved, but James says faith that works is dead, so that's kind of interesting. But it's not our place to judge, because God does it the right way. It says it says in verse 2, we are sure the judgment of God is according to the truth. So if we think we can reprove better than God, we're so wrong. It's kind of ridiculous, actually, how wrong you could be, because we have opinions in the flesh and the five senses to worry about. And so all I'm kind of leaving with you is let the word reprove people and let God reprove people, and stay in your lane and know kind of when to keep your mouth shut. Use that discretion, because just to extend grace and be long-suffering, because it's their walk with God and it's your walk with God, and they're different walks. And we can't decide where people are. We can't discern where people are. You just kind of let them do what they do, and you'll do what you do, and just extend grace. And maybe help people rise up. And when you help someone rise up, that does not include breaking them down, because that's the opposite of edifying people and helping them rise up. And so I'm sure many of us have had an issue with, judging people, making assumptions, or being overly critical, or thinking we need to reprove someone when we really don't. And I think we get just into that place, and it's okay. You can always turn back and let God take care of it, and just get that slate wiped clean. It's really cool, and it's cool kind of looking back on the year and seeing how you learn things without really learning them. God will work things in people's hearts and in your heart, and things just come about, and then one day you just realize something's happened, and you can be praying about stuff, and you can pray for different things, where you want to be. It's okay to pray to being. It's okay to pray to want to be somewhere that you're not currently at, because God can help you get there, but it requires work. And it's really cool to see how everyone grows from year to year. At teen camp, at young adult advances, at the family reunion, and God is good all the time. He's big. He can do all things. When you let Him do stuff in your life, it'll make a big impact. So this is Sam Smith with this week's Real with God update. I'll be with you next week, hopefully, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you. Look forward to John's update this week. He's got another guest for you, so that's like 5 guests. Pretty cool. Getting some new faces, not just me and him's ugly mugs. And God bless you guys. Love you. Bye.